Hey, this is Wolfman Jack coming up on the Midnight Special. This morning we got live performances by Sly and the Family Stone, Isaac Hayes, Gladys Knight and the Pips, Aretha Franklin, Bill Withers, and now your host, Big Daddy Heath.
Oh, thanks so much. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks to Wolfman Jack for that incredible introduction. The ghost of Wolfman Jack coming out of retirement to do the introduction to this Cereal at Midnight video as we talk about Burt Sugarman's The Soul of the Midnight Special. I love the Midnight Special. Clearly, those of you who've been around for a while with this channel know how much I love the Midnight Special. A landmark series with live music that ran all throughout the 70s, 1972 to 1981. It was event television. This is not the first time we've talked about the Midnight Special here either. I've got a video review of a previous Time Life / Star Vista box set. I think Wolfman Jack came out of retirement for that one too, so he really shows up for Cereal at Midnight. Wolfman, thank you so much for being here for us. We're going to talk all about the performances on this collection. It's 10 discs, it's about 16 hours, and I have devoured every single minute of this collection because I love this. You guys know how much I love music, and particularly this era of music. Let's talk about the Midnight Special. What is it? Friday nights, 1972 to 1981. It was in the slot following The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson. The inaugural episode of the Midnight Special outperformed The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson. So, and then for the next, almost a decade, it was appointment television for, if you wanted to see whoever was hot at that moment. Everybody came through the Midnight Special. Alice Cooper, David Bowie, Hart. On this collection, we're talking about, let me show you the hype sheet that came on the back of this thing. We're talking about Marvin Gaye. We're talking about Isaac Hayes, the Pointer Sisters, Spinners, the OJs, the Manhattans, Chaka Khan, Rufus featuring Chaka Khan. Those performances are so good. Sly and the Family Stone would not just show up for anybody. They were, they were artists, right? So for Sly and the Family Stone to show up and burn it down, it's amazing. So the great thing about this collection is it comes with this booklet, and it's introduced, and it's basically your liner notes to the album, right? Because this is a visual album. Burt Sugarman, the creator of the Midnight Special, did the liner notes to this. He did them in cooperation with another cat. The other cat is, I want to make sure I'm giving credit where credit's due, David Ritz. But the liner notes are from Burt Sugarman, which is a big deal. So he's introducing, telling us what this is all about, and then we go disc by disc and we get recollections from Burt Sugarman about each and every performance. Here's the thing, these aren't full episodes because the guest would not be the only performer that night. You may have, I've already named some. You may have Alice Cooper, and then Spinners, and then, who's somebody that's really random? Gordon Lightfoot, right? You might have all of those on the same bill. So this is just the sole performances. So you'll get, clips from a particular episode. They'll have the original opening from that episode, the credits from that episode, and then you move on. Each disc, 10 discs, each disc runs an hour to an hour and a half. But they have supplemented that running time with interviews from the Time Life archives. In some cases, these are new interviews that were made for this set. Some of them go back to the mid-90s for a history of rock and roll, like the soul years. I have that DVD box set too, and it's great. But they've really brought everything that they could to this. And sometimes those interviews can run a half an hour. They can, oh my goodness, there's a Bobby Womack interview from 1995, and I was like, I gotta go buy some Bobby Womack. So disc 1 episode, we're not going to go through them all, but Ray Charles does Georgia on My Mind. He does Takes Two to Tango with Aretha Franklin. What I Say by himself there again. That's 3 in a row. Got Gladys Knight and the Pips. We got the Stylistics. Now, I'm going to have to go buy some Stylistics. I'm Stone in Love with You, Betcha by Golly Wow. The voice, I'm just that smooth, silky voice. It's so good. I love the Spinners. They're all over this too. Could it be I'm falling in love? That kind of stuff. I'll Be Around. Those are two of my favorite Spinner songs. Got Gladys Knight doing Midnight Train to Georgia. Got Al Green, you guys. Chuck Berry doing Johnny B. Good. Bill Withers, Ain't No Sunshine. Barry White with the Love Unlimited Orchestra. Full orchestra. Barry White conducting Love's theme. And then, of course, you know, he sticks around and does the first, the last, my everything. I can't do a Barry White impression, but it's hard to talk about these songs and not want to just burst forth, right? I mean, they're just so iconic. Then he's in the he's also in that disc later, another show, Never Gonna Give You Up. Can't Get Enough of Your Love, Babe. So good. Bobby Womack, Looking for a Love. Kool and the Gang, Hollywood Swingin'. Kool and the Gang is some Jungle Boogie by Kool and the Gang. All the Pulp Fiction fans out there, you got Jungle Boogie here live. I will say this: the show was always wrapped around live performances in the very end of the era. Which, by the way, hopefully I remember to come back to that. The way that you can see the progression of music as this goes on. But by the end of 80, 81, you're seeing more and more lip sync performances, and that was just becoming part of this. That was becoming more and more of the thing, and the focus became more about dancing. It had started with live music, and when they first start, it's a stage and it's a live audience, and the people will go out into the audience and they'll sing and they'll grab somebody by the hand and they sing to them and they're making them cry and all this stuff. Then it kind of transitions when disco hits. It transitions to more dance focus, and they have live dancers there in the studio and they're dancing around while the band's playing. And then eventually it's just a stage. It's a third. There are at least 3 sets. By the third set, like physical stage sets. By the third set stage, there's a whole lot less live performance. But I'll tell you what, the Pointer Sisters are in that era. I'm trying to find the Pointer Sisters doing Fire. Everything they do is live, so you can always tell. First of all, live performances never fade out. That's your dead giveaway. Performance fades out. You're like, I don't think that was live. Love the Rufus featuring Chaka Khan performance. You know what? Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go back to disc 1, and I'm just going to go through these while I'm talking as we discuss the 10th disc, which is a full Marvin Gaye concert. Burt Sugarman in 1974 dedicated an entire episode of the Midnight Special to a Marvin Gaye performance that was taking place in Atlanta. They were there, they captured it, and it was the entire 90-minute block, without commercials on the disc. It runs about 64 minutes. What's interesting about that is that it features Marvin Gaye with lengthy conversations with both his mom and his dad. And if you know what would happen between Marvin Gaye and his dad about 10 years later, it's interesting. It really gives a lot of context. It's sad. His dad shot him, killed him. For those that don't, I didn't want to bury the lead there. The Commodores, just to be close to you, they also do, I think they do Brick House on here somewhere. I don't remember what disc though. Nothing from Nothing, Billy Preston. Donna Summer doing Last Dance. She's there promoting Thank God It's Friday, and they're like, tell us a little bit. He's like, hey, tell us a little about spoilers, I'm Wolfman Jack. I did the voice. I know you had no idea. But he's like, tell us a little bit about Thank God It's Friday. So she kind of introduces it and then does this whole song. But oh man, do you see how excited I get about this stuff? I love this stuff. A Taste of Honey, Boogie Oogie Oogie. Great stuff. Brick House by the Commodores. Yeah, 3 Times a Lady. How's that for a 1-2 punch? You come out with Brick House and then you're like, we're going to slow it down to 3 Times a Lady. What else do I want to shout out to you guys? Brothers Johnson put on a really good show. Strawberry Letter 23. That's a great one. Some of these songs, too, you may not know the name of the song, but when you hear it, you're like, oh, it's that iconic song. Kool and the Gang doing Celebration, Ladies Night, Temptations doing Power. Okay, let me run through some of the bonus interviews. Robert Kool Bell from Kool and the Gang talking about the history of Kool and the Gang, their relationship with the show. Quincy Jones, about a half an hour with Quincy Jones. Teddy Pendergrass, an interview with Burt Sugarman. Earl Young from the Tramps. These are the interviews. Thelma Houston. Lou Rawls. Lou Rawls is here, you guys. Gerald Alston, George Benson, James Brown. Patti LaBelle, Maurice White from Earth, Wind & Fire. Kenny Gamble and Leon Huff. Bobby Womack. telling you that interview is amazing. Ted Mills from Blue Magic. Let's see, Gladys Knight, the OJs, Russell Tompkins Jr. So much stuff within this box set. I'll show you what they look like too, because that's worth noting. It's two completely separate DVD cases. This is volume 1. Here's the front of the box. There's the back of the case. You can freeze frame that if you want to. But does this not look amazing? Tell me physical media is dead. Tell me. What's that? I can't hear you. No, I can't hear you over the funk. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. This has been done with such care and attention. Here's the second volume. And here's the description. Here's the back of the Blu-ray, the DVD case. And look at these. I wanted to mess around with green screen for this and try to do like the Midnight Special stage in the background, but this, like, every color is represented, blue and green, and I was like, I can't do it. Every color was off the table for me, but that's cool. I mean, look how beautiful these are. They are so gorgeous. So I give this, you know, if you love music, if you love the history of music, and you love particularly this era of music, you know what, even if you don't love this era of music, you gotta pick this up. You gotta support this. Let's send a message to the folks at Time Life that we want stuff like this. You know, it would be great to get full shows, and I don't know that they can do that because of the way that music rights work. People would have to sign off on it. They'd have to throw a whole bunch of money at some of these recording acts, and it would have to sell like gangbusters just to be profitable. So I don't know that that's a possibility, but the more of us that buy this and support this release, the more of a message that we are sending that this music is still as viable and as relevant as it has ever been. Guys, this is a real treat for me. This is one of my favorite videos to record. I love talking about this. You see how excited I am about it. The soul of the Midnight Special, Burt Sugarman, the icon, the legend, the man responsible for live music on Friday nights or Saturday mornings for almost a decade. Soul of the Midnight Special is available now. Again, link in the description of this video. You can click through that. You'll be supporting Cereal at Midnight and buying yourself some awesome tunes. Live music from some of the most legendary recording artists of the last 50, 60, I'm going to say the last century. Guys, thanks so much for hanging out with me for this video. Take care. Until next time, here's where to go and what to do.